Welcome back to your channel. My name is Brad in Supercoach Pro. We are going to attempt to do a live stream. Now, forgive me, the misso still isn't home to look after Bubs, so I've just got him beside me. Hopefully, I don't hear any random baby noises in the meantime. We're going to look at the round 13 preview. Again, this is why it's important to sub to the channel because you'll get notified at least when I'm a little bit late to a stream. Hopefully, my mic's working. If my mic's not working, please let me know. Nothing would be worse than talking like this and then finding out my mic isn't going. So round 13 teams, Sunday teams are in. So Sardis is out, obviously, for Parish, which is pretty standard. So, yeah, it's not too bad for Cardwell, I think. I think people are overthinking the whole Cardwell situation. I think he's worth the pick for what it is. I've pretty much finalised my side at the moment. I've had to get rid of Roberts. I'm going to get rid of Roberts either this week or next, regardless. Marshall's also on the chopping block, and you're probably wondering why. I'll go through my trade shortly, but it's interesting night of football last night. I won't go too much into it because it's only one game, but I did get almost FOMO'd into Bontempelli, which is fair. Like, my team name is the Bont Identity, so I've always loved Bont as a pick, and I'm pretty sure I had him last year. I can't remember if it was back in last year, but he was so clutch anyway. I'm not good remembering with my season picks, honestly. Like, once one season's done and dusted, I tend to forget unless you guys mention certain players that refresh my memory. So if you paid up for Bonds and you could have afforded to, well done to you. It would have ruined my side going forward. Funnily enough, we did discuss about Meek on the live stream a couple of nights ago, and he pumped out a 134. He's got the hardest ruck teams to come up against in future, but he was 434k, I think, roughly going into the round. And I did flag he'd be not a bad shout. Let me just check my charger's in place, or else my laptop's going to die, and that would not be fun. Unplug my charger. Okay, standard Brad things anyway. So I pulled out the charger, my bad. So we haven't died yet. What the other thing was, I bought in Dale last night, actually, 118. This probably explains my value. He's like almost 100k cheaper than Bonds, and outscored him by 17 points, which was actually pretty decent. Nothing too relevant. Newcomb obviously bounced back for a 114. That's solid for him. And nothing else on. I think there's only one other player we're looking at. AM on in defence, I think 74. So it's a little bit disappointing for those who had him as a pod. This is a fall from grace. I feel like this was the one that was the cash cow a couple of weeks ago. GF. I'm not sure if you guys can confirm. I can't be bothered clicking on it. So that was a failed cash cow play. Dolan was my worst F8 pick ever. I don't know if you guys remember at the start of the season. I picked him up as an F8 just as a rookie spot. And, yeah, it was the worst pick ever. Davison, sure, he's gone from most sides. Interesting from Libba. Wonder if he would get to like a 540k price point. Fraser, I think, is one for maybe next year, potentially. But, yeah, this year he's a bit of a nothing pick. Other than that, the trades so far, I'll say hello to you guys because you guys have been chilling here for a little bit. Yeah, it's probably thanks to you guys for watching those adverts and stuff. That's what can happen when you get a little bit of that coming back into your account. You can afford to do a webcam and a better mic quality and all that sort of stuff. So that helps. I am a little bit lagging though. So I will turn off my phone. But anyway, Global says, "G'day, man. G'day. Sorry I'm late. I'm about 40 minutes late, which is frustrating. And I've been playing, like baby lullaby music to get the bubs to sleep. But it's pretty hard doing content when you've got a little one as well on Supercoach, and you're trying to navigate doing things like that. So, g'day, Global. Nice to see you. Joshua on my trades. Marek, Flynn, and Trainer. Who else? And Huswaite, right? Who are you bringing in? No, sorry, Josh, I sort of blanked out then. I think he's put it down there anyway. Anyway, boy, but it's working. Don't worry, bro. Thank you. I could never tell until you get into the stream itself and you're like, oh no, please be working. Hello, mate. Hey, Jason. How you going? Am I in cinema right now? All I see is a HD TV. Oh, this is because of my cam, I'd say. Very good, Puff. I like it. All good with that. That's good. I'm so worried about testing things and then realizing I'm on mute again because we know I've done that before. So it's amazing that it hasn't happened to me again. Josh, all right, these were his ins for Dale, McCarthy, Pedua, Holding, Roberts. Well, for me, Roberts is either gone this week or next week, and same with Marshall. I just haven't figured out my final two trades because I just thought of some random things before, and I thought maybe that could pay off. Grabbed Calders last week. That's Jai Caldwell for reference. Good pick, me too, Global. Or should I trade Roberts and hold Flynn because he's playing? Suppose it'd be depending on what you consider. What will you do, Roberts? So you're gonna if you hold him this week, you may as well hold him for next potentially. Either way, I think he's gone for me. I don't think he's nowhere near the top 8 for defenders anyway. So yeah, I think either one can go. You probably want more points on field, so probably get Roberts first off your field. And I haven't had too much of this. This is actually a funny one. Kurt Rigg, I'm at 86, brother. I'm coming for you. Yeah, fair. I was as high as 23 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I've been as high as 38. So it's it's ebbs and flows of this game. So yeah, you're probably only a couple of points behind me. So there's a huge chance you'll go overtake me this week. Aqua, hey Brad, at the game, so can't hear you, but I will see if I can get sub news. Yeah, no worries, mate. Sounds good. That's okay. Jack, g'day, bloke. I asked Shorty the other night if he's been with a man. Oh, it's the same story to you. I've never. No, that's a wild thing. No, not for me. Love the glowing mic. Thanks, Jace. Puffer was at the game in Hawks cheer squad last night. It was absolute nuts. Voice is cooked. Yeah, I bet Puff. Hopefully the Bubs doesn't make random screaming noises. So if he does in the background, I do apologise. Just tried to jump on before you guys crack it and say, well, you said you were going live, and then I was, and then the misso decided to go pick up a mattress and stuff, and she's still not back. So that's fantastic for me, but we'll see what we can do through the stream, and hopefully it goes. We'll go, obviously about half an hour before the game starts. Hopefully we get sub news before then as well. So hopefully this mic sounds a lot clearer as well. I had one I bought recently that was similar to this, or pretty much the same anyway, but something happened to it, so I haven't been using it since. Anyway, bought in Bond this week, not great, but we'll take it. Obviously paid an extra 50k than what others will bring him in for, but he will have games where he goes 150. I think he will too, mate. Absolutely, Puffer. I think a lot of people sort of got baited into my Twitter last night. I wasn't trying to rage bait people, but I said, glad I didn't pay up for Bond, a bit of FOMO, etc. People got really defensive, unfortunately. I was just sort of stirring the pot, and that's what happens when you stir the pot is if they don't know what I'm like in person, I guess they wouldn't understand. I was just trying to just get a reaction, and unfortunately I actually got the reaction I didn't really want, but I was nice in my replies. I wasn't a dick about it, so it was pretty funny. Walkers, g'day, Kepler. I haven't not heard that one before. How are we? I'm good, thanks, mate. Very good. So yeah, that was quite funny. But yeah, anyway, Jason says I've traded Roberts to Hardiman this week. I think you're paying up for Hardiman for what it's worth, Jace. Gives me enough money. I'd probably just go down to Clark to go from Lindsay straight to Butters next week. Liked his role last game. And then he wants to grab Mills. Yeah, I'm looking at Mills at around 15 as well. So, yep, love that. Boyba, Should I bring in Rosie this week and not get Dale? Well, you've missed the Dale boat this week, but I'd probably just grab Rosie now. I'd probably grab Rosie now and then Nasiah next week instead of trying to grab Nas next week and one of the two the following. Rosie's got DPP as well. Like if you didn't grab Dale himself, you may as well just grab Rosie. I'm sure Port are going to see a lot of it in the back line. Puff. I started Libba, to be honest, thinking of trading him out. Trawler's not going to stay in the park, Puff, I don't think, not for too long anyway. If Trawler's healthy, I don't think I want him in my team. I'm probably looking at a Libba if I can't afford Bont. And that was my thing. Like, I'm actually jealous I couldn't get Bont. So it's sort of just a piss take, to be honest. So if you ever do catch on to anything I say on Twitter and you actually do get offended, please don't. I am honestly 99% of the time just taking an absolute mickey. So apologies for those who actually think I'm an arsehole at any point of the season, because I promise I'm not. I sound like a narcissist saying that, but anyway. Jakarta, I don't know how to say that name. I apologise. Was happy to pay up for Bont, mate. Yeah, fair enough. And this is what I said in that thread of Bont anyway. So I totally understand. Flicking Levi, Flynn, and off. Yep, that's fair enough. For Bont and Clark, I've 400k in the bank to grab Nasiah to Lindsay next week. I plan on grabbing Nas next week for what it's worth as well at this point of the season. Leaves me with a flex to fill. But long M8. Yep. Good plan. You guys already sort of your plans, basically. There's not much at this point of the season where I've got to say, no, definitely don't do that. You guys are pretty much on it anyway. So I almost feel like I'm just here for moral support at this point. Puff, I don't know if you've got him, Brad. But what's the play if Pedler's sub? No, you ditch him, mate. You don't even worry about him. You go elsewhere and just not even worry about him. There's no point grabbing him as sub. I think Brodie Smith could be sub this week, actually. Weird shout, but would not be surprising if Smith was sub. Not getting Bont would have meant missing him 3 or 4 weeks at least with my plans if I've missed now. I'm in a similar boat. I'm just going to wait till his break-even's reachable, and he might reach that against St Kilda, but I'm sort of hoping for a Windy tag, but I know Windy's going to go to Ed Richards, but I also just have hope that he just plays forward a lot next week. Look, I don't actually think anyone's a real must-have, by the way, too. I think throughout the season I've avoided some players like Whitfield and Dacos and still been top 100 for the last 5 weeks, and I don't have some really big dogs in there. So, I don't think some of it matters, to be honest. I think we got to remember our overall side will nullify the 1 or 2 players or 3 players we don't have in our overall side. You just got to be smart with what you do from here on out, because we don't want to burn too many trades, but you've also got to have some really good premiums to keep up to the top, especially when you're trying to play catch-up as well. Like, people are going to play budget route and won't be able to catch up anyway if you're playing too much budget. So I understand the point of the Bont scenario. Boyper also could Newcomb be worth holding as MA? I think he is. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with holding Newcomb. Everyone's going to have a pretty weak M8 anyway. So, yeah, I'd keep him. Thanks for everyone for jumping on too. That there's about 60 of you on a Friday night. Now, you guys know I don't get a chance to do a live on a Friday night or weeknights at all. Like, I'm not the one to go on a 5 p.m. live on a weeknight or 6 p.m. live on a weeknight. So give us a like for this. I've actually taken the day off today. It wasn't specifically for this. It was actually to do some errands and stuff. But, yeah, because we're doing a night stream at peak hour, give us a thumbs up and sub. And if I am late, at least you get notified. So, enough of that. Hawksy says, I have Bonds footy, fun to watch. I'm like 20k rank, so who cares? Not fair, mate. You know what? In school, I actually hated speaking in public. And now I don't even realise it sometimes, but a couple of weeks ago, there was 180 views in the chat, and I had to read it in front of 180. And then I see some of these videos get like 1.2k views. And I can't even imagine speaking in front of that many people. Yay. Hey, mate, going Nas and McCarthy from Viz and Lindsay. I would have 2 upgrades left with 8 trades. You'll be fine. I think that's perfect, mate. I think that's in a really good position, to be honest. I love that. Boy, but not going to lie, I like Richards more than Bont, and that's pissing me off because I didn't go Richards round 5. Sorry, I didn't go Richards 5 rounds ago because of the bias. Yep, I'd be annoyed as well. I get you. Is it worth going Lindsay to TDK? Only 2 upgrades will be needed after that. Likely Butters and Gorn. We'll have 9 trades left. I think it'd be worth it. You might just go down to 4 trades trying to get access to Gorn. That's all. I think if you've got TDK, it might actually out, or at least even Gorn from here on out anyway, from my point of view. Mick, would you go Stewart this week for Roberts or probably Caldwell, whatever. My pronunciation's always been horrible. Yeah, probably Carter's, but I also still like Stewart regardless. Double. Hey, mate, good to see you back on live again. Yeah, thanks, Double Dummy. Appreciate it. I try to get to as many as I can, but generally it's at midnight, unfortunately. So we're almost at 1.2K subs too, which is nice. I've been doing this for 4 years, I think, and it's nice to get a little bit of love back from. It's probably the people who've been watching my videos just forgot to click the button, so it's nice to see everyone in here. Jules, bringing in Hewitt this week, 550K. I think his break even's quite high, so you wouldn't have to go this week, but solid price with a good run. I agree. I couldn't afford him, so I've got Cripps so far on my side, but only Dale's locked into my side. 0. Hello. Is Tom DeConning a bait if I think it'd be fine with DeConning. Like, they won't give Pito and him much of a run together, you wouldn't think, in my opinion. I think if they were to do that, we already would have seen that more often than not. So, no, I don't think Pito's going to really impact him further on from here on out. I'm not a boys man, though, so don't hold that to me, but I'd be fine with going TDK. Causa, it looks like if I go TDK, Caldwell, and Pedler and Clark, yep, I forgot people got 4 trades with the extra boost that you can use with the buys. For trainer, Gray, Roberts, and Marek, why are you trading out Gray? Looks like I can get Butters and Nass next week with 2. Yeah, you're in a good position. So if you want to do that and get rid of Gray, fair enough. Here we go. Double Dummy follows up with I faded Bond, not because of anything other than I don't like paying that much for anyone unless it's a permacy and I already have Jerry. Yep, fair point. Mine was in a similar position. Mine was that it would completely cook my side going forward. I just don't have enough cash to do things like that, so I get it. No, sadly chose a whipper. Again, Joshua, you just bail out of it and look for somebody else. And there's players I already had a look at. Double Dummy, Hawk supporter, and I thought that I know a lot of people did think Hawks would get towed up last night. Hence why Bont was the flavour of the week. Unfortunately, once one person mentions Bont or a player like that, everybody can overhype one pick and we can get a whole crowd of 18,000 coaches or something like that brought him in last night. And I see why, but at the same time, it just shows that you don't have to pay up. For some of these guys, I paid $550 for Dale, who went 118 or whatever, and Bont was an extra 93K and went 101. So, sometimes it's just better to go value, and that's one of them. I saved 93K that week by not doing Bont this week. But anyway, it's whatever. I don't know everything. I've certainly paid up for players in the past. Like we saw me grab Cherry at 680 for God's sakes. I'm not saying I'm perfect at any sense of this game at all, but I even paid up for Merritt, unfortunately. So yeah. But what I mean is I can have. Oh right, okay. I'd probably pick Nass and Dale for the 2 combination for what it's worth. Apologies. Sometimes I read these questions and they won't make sense to me straight away until you rewrite them like that. Puff, Double Dummy. I tipped Dogs by 83 and I'm a hawker. Yep, I would do it. Puff, who would have thought? Double Dummy. I did have Bond in my side for a while, but the extra cash it's been really hurt me over the 2 weeks. Yeah, over the next 2 weeks. Yeah, I was in a similar position, hence why I had to fade. Again, I don't think there's any right or wrong answer. Like most people are going to have to pay up for him anyway. It's just maybe some people say 50K instead. That's all. And there's a huge chance if we don't grab him next week, he goes huge. It could bite us in the butt anyway. So I'm willing to play those games anyway at this point of the season. I mean, you're looking at a guy that brought in bloody Shannon Neal, and if you want context for that, go back to my team review. So again, no one's perfect in this game, and if you are, you finish first for the whole entire year, basically. But even then, like you've seen some of those guys that have come on to people's channels, like Abs, and they haven't made the most perfect trades. So you're never going to make perfect trades every single week consistently throughout the whole year. So a lot of this is luck with the rookies. A lot of this is luck with the primos and the sub rule and all sorts of stuff. So take it as it comes, really. Puff and Dale has already played. Yeah, he gathers that, I assume. 83 crikey, I don't know what we're talking about here. Double dummy. I was in the 15-20 range. I'm lost here. 15-20 range. Anyway, Jason, after the stream, I was so tempted to trade in Keys. Don't know if I could handle that roller coaster. Yeah, let's not talk about Keys. If people want to look at the stream a couple nights ago about Ben Keys, they might actually unfollow. So I knew this was going to come up. Someone else asked me, I can't remember if it was Aqua in Twitter just before, or I think it might have been saying about Keys. I was like, no, don't throw me on the bus because if he goes 50 tonight, I'll hear about it. Causa, didn't the winner last year not have Strong and Gorn and still won? Yeah, that's not exact point. Like, I don't have Whitfield and Dacos and not similar boat, but similar enough. I probably won't finish first, but anyway. Puffish, yeah, I know, but I'll get him next week instead of Rosie this week. Fair. CWT, g'day, mate. Gone out for me. Win it or bin it mode. Yeah. Yep. No, don't blame you. I think looking at your side too, with the cash generation side of things, I think there'll be a lot of teams in that top 100 that will have to do the same sort of trade just to get some cash revenue. And I read what you'd said, so it makes sense, and it won't work for other people's teams, sure, but you've got a 2 or 3 week plan with what you're going to do with that money. So, yeah, the Gorn factor could be huge either way for you, and you just got to take those bullets at some point and hope they pay off. And that Gray thing was pretty stiff too with Uze, but these coaches just butcher every one of our rookies. Even Minnie's done it to Marek for us, as you know. Bell Magic, hey Brad, happy Friday. Thanks, mate. It's better when you're not working, isn't it? It's nice to actually see myself doing a live on a Friday night with you guys because I never get to do this at all. So this is like a once in 2 months special for me. Thoughts to TDK. Thoughts TDK from Marshall. Yeah, look, I've considered the same trade. I just can't now with the whole Roberts out sort of thing. And I could still not trade out Roberts this week. I could still trade him out next week, which I haven't worked out part 2 and 3 of my trade. I think some people play it by game like myself. I'll have 1 or 2 trades locked in, and then something will happen throughout the weekend that will make me pivot. Hence why I don't bother doing update videos anymore or update posts, because I'd be posting every 10 seconds and you guys would be like, all right, just show us at the end of the round because you're too crazy with your thinking. That's what happened last week. Like, Cleary becomes subs, and then all my trades went out the window, and I had to just think on the fly. Hence why you saw Body Shut and Neil come in for some cash gen and to field Hewitt and Lindsay on the field to avoid day wicks and trainers' scores. I played the game every game until 5 minutes before the bounce. I didn't even really think Hardwell would come into my side, and I just thought, you know what, he's got a 97 break even last week. He's got Brisbane, wants to send it. So I was a little bit worried about Stewart laid out being the last game. So, yeah, sometimes you got to do your trades on the fly. So when you get these comments on streams and stuff, like, I can say yeah or nah to them, but there might be something completely different come Saturday night that you're like, you know what, I don't even need those plans anymore. They're out the window. So you got to back your gut. If there's no one on there to say what they think, just back your gut and hope that it sticks. Anyway, I rant way too long. I should just read questions. Don't particularly need it for this week. I have 20 grand ticks, but it'll leave me with 10 trades, 3 rookies to upgrade. I think that's in the realms of most people's positions anyway. Val Magic, I think if you come out the buys between 3 and 5 trades, it should be right, depending on bench cover and your 23rd being that flex. And this is good too to have that bank left over. So he's saying he's got 197k left over. Could go Ashcroft to Cripps, leaves me with 35k, but 10 trades, 2 rookies. I don't mind that at all. I bought in Cripps this week so far, but I'm still undecided between him and LDU and a few other players, actually, that I'm not really decided with my last couple of trades. Your boy Dogs fan, I've never seen you here before, so welcome to the new people I've never seen here before. And if you have been here and I haven't recognised you, my apologies. I am ready for the game tonight. I never get to watch Thursday or Friday night footy, so I just watch it on my phone while I'm at work and try not to get in trouble. But then I realise I am the supervisor at work, so I can't get in trouble. Let's just call you Bubba 1983. I'm planning on going Levi and Lindsay to Nas in a mid worth 546. Don't really know. I need Brayshaw, but he's too much. Any ideas for 546? Cripper, Dacos. I think Hewitt's just out of that range. LDU, Rao, Chera. There's quite a few actually. I don't want to be too specific because if I pick the wrong player out of the 6 that you're not even interested in, then it's sort of, I don't want to be held accountable. I can give you 5 or 6 names and just pick one of those. But also, this end of the season, depending on your rank, just pick the player you actually generally like to watch. If you hate watching Rao, then don't pick Rao because that can ruin your Supercoach moments. Unless you're really in that top 1-2%, then you got to be a little bit more strategic. But if you're like 80k now, then you just pick the players you actually like and just play for a bit of fun and hope something amazing happens. But yeah, a lot of the trades depend on your rank. To me, like it's better contents to what I'm actually working with. Hence why in that top 1%, I wasn't going to go Bond because I couldn't rule my team and just sort of hope everyone else would sort of use their expenditure and their money last night, and I'd actually be one primo up by not using that Bond money. But again, I don't think it will happen anyway. But that was just my weird way of thinking and whatever. So anyway, subs will be out in 15 minutes. 1983, this is next week's trades, by the way. Yeah, I figured because you're talking about Brayshaw. Jackson's in the house. He says, bringing in Merritt, but I'm a bit worried about it. Yeah, I don't like the Merritt pick, actually. I got him, but I wish I didn't have him. No, it's all right. I didn't know what was going on for a sec. I just sort of woke up from a bit of a nap with Bubs. Speaking of which, he's wrapped up in like a burrito at the moment. Yeah, what do you call those things they call them? I forget what they call them. But anyway, as soon as he's wrapped up like a burrito, he falls asleep with the heater on in here. Puffer, locking in Marek, Lindsay, and Cleary for Bonds, TDK, and Pedder, if not sub. I like it. It's so hard with these rookies too. We don't really know their job security, so 150k is not the worst for a sub. But sorry, 150k is not the worst for a rookie. Riley, what to do with Roberts on trades left, 160k. You can probably trade him this week or next. Depends what you can do with the money as well. Like that's why I sort of bought in Dale last night. So I'm still undecided if I trade him out this week or next. But I just think he's not a. I think he's average 17th for defenders. So yeah, he's not worth holding unless you really need to desperately and you've sideways too much throughout the year. I still like Stewart as much as people hate Stewart. You just got to have good cover like a Mills. There's nothing at D7 if you had that. Hawksy, I'm full on board with the wait for Horn Francis and Darcy to drop train. Yeah, so am I. My favourite actual profile photo is yours, by the way. I just want Darcy back. Having him was so fun to watch, I can imagine. What about Shannon? It isn't fair. Yeah, let's not go about the Shannon train. I've copped so much about Shannon, which is fair. Like this is, if you guys followed me a couple of years ago, I bought in Ben Hobbs. I bought in some wild players. If you're here to watch me bring in weird players and whatever, I haven't done it as much this year. That's why I'm probably doing all right. But still, there always has to be one every year that I just pick that I get reminded of for a while, and Shannon will be that guy. Keys, I still like Keys, 348k, but anyway. I don't like. We actually had this in a group chat before. I actually don't like the Woman pick. I think he's too injury prone for mine. But yeah, no for me. I'm just seeing what's going on here. Hawksy, Mills is going to be a hard watch. If he goes all right, then he will probably have to be flex. 1 second, chat. Hey, I'm just on a live at the moment. He's just chilling there. He's wrapped up like a burrito. So thanks for taking 2 hours to get the mattress. They were waiting for me on stream for 45 minutes. So, oh no, I'm just joking. So you owe me dinner. You owe me dinner and a back rub, because that's all you always want is a back rub. Anyway, can you make me a coffee? I'm joking. I'm trying to get in trouble, chat. I'm just really trying to get in trouble here. I don't think Mills would be a hard watch. I think it'd be okay. Yeah, sorry, now I get you right. Yep. Sorry, I got distracted very easily. Why are you laughing? Is that true? Well, yeah, actually, yeah, I just did. Wow, that's savage. Double dummy. Riley, Grogan, Holmes. Who's Grogan? Hey, Cheese, what's going on, mate? How are ya? I get called Big Dog. Oh, I actually like being called Big Dog. I don't like if anyone champs me though, I will absolutely go nuts. If you ever champ me, I'm dropping you off on the sidewalk and you're walking the rest of the way home. FYI. No swearing on chat. I am a G-rated channel here. For those that don't know, I'm not really. How likely is Brett? Why are we talking about Brett Daniels to score well again? As he went, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think we've got to give it a couple games before we think of Brett Daniels. Every time I think of Brett Daniels, I actually think of Daniels Donuts. To be honest, it's just so irrelevant. Ghost, what's going on, mate? Brother, as we've chatted in regards to Kywell, is it worth trading Marek to him and then flip Kywell to Butters in 2 weeks? I think it is, man. Or should I? No, I think I like it. I actually think Kydwell will be more of a keeper than what you think here, though, to be honest. I think you'll find another way to grab Butters instead. Corey, I was going to Bont last night until Robert's out. Yeah, that's what had to make my plans change as well. So, yep. Hawksy Cripper has a bad run against Essendon. I've seen that. I don't understand why he's had a bad run against Essendon, but it has low-tonned a heap this season. Reckon he's a better shout than LDU. I don't know. I still go to decide between Cripper and LDU. I think Cripps. Am I going to the game tomorrow? I probably should. Would you let me out of the house to go to Richmond? And I think Richmond is playing Sydney apparently tomorrow. What would you do if I went to the game? You can all go off the Bubs, and I can go to the game with the subs. I can meet some of them. I've only met a handful of them so far. I'm getting death stared, so I'm not too sure if I can do that pufferfish. I might not have a bed to sleep in on, but I might be sleeping in the doghouse if I go to the game. Surely, I've got to get to a game this year sometime though. We can take Bubs with us. It's probably way too loud for Bubs. It's only like a couple months. We won't do that. But anyway, yeah, I don't know, Puff. It doesn't look likely. I got pure silence back here, and you can pretty much hear her when she does say something because she echoes. It's got stared at hard. Big Bulba. Reminds me of Bulbasaur. Your name just reminds me of Bulbasaur. You know, remember how he does that little sound? I'm not going to do it because I got a mic and it might come out too crystal clear. I don't have none accountable, mate. I realistically and no, it's one decision in a day. Yeah, nice. Totally get it. Thank you. Jonas, hey Brad, can't believe people haven't spoken about trading in a player who has had his bite and still turned up despite a very average game. Yeah, I know. Sometimes you don't mean to, but sometimes you trigger somebody, but it's fine. It's whatever. I think most people know I'm actually just taking the mickey when I do post something like that, which is very rare for me, but whatever. Is that a Houdini? Houdini stare? Is that it? I hope that's a real dinosaur because I haven't seen one in years. Sinclair down to a Fallen Primo, an option. I love Sinclair pick. Why would you trade Sinclair down to a Fallen Primo is probably not the option I'll be going for, though. Mick, Rogue Shout. But being a Tigers man, would you look at Caleb Smith to make another 70 or 100K? Probably not. He was last week. Jace, what do you think of picking up Darcy Cameron after his bye? Probably going to be 5. I actually don't mind the Darcy Cameron shout at all for a flex position. You can filter the rookies. I'll do this real quick because, I don't have any Masashi energy drinks in the fridge at all, do I? What flavour is those energy V's? Do I like them? I need something. Will you share it if I don't want the rest of it? Because no. Will they give me wings like Red Bull? Okay, probably not. Man, I should really get something though. So we'll filter this. Oh well, okay. Go back to that again. Apologies. Where are we? Selected. What? You're looking at memes again. Don't distract the people in the chat. They're here for Supercoach, not looking at TikTok memes and whatever you call them. Depends. I don't really like Gallup. You already said you got Clark. Johnson is not on the bubble. Day Weeks is probably a sub at some point. Madden's probably a tad too risky. This is an interesting one. Hugh Jackson. Would I actually give him game time? Not sure. Robertson, Devinson, whatever your name is, Devon. He'll probably be sub, you'd think. I actually don't really know with the Brisbane subs. That could be anyone sometimes. Seriously. Surely not Bo Allen. Maybe Dewar. If I wasn't going Pedwa and I was already paying 150K, maybe Dewar, at least he's got the DPP if he does get dropped. I'm pretty certain if the West Coast supporters there in the chat, I'm pretty certain last week he was taking kickouts as well. So maybe he'd actually be a better option than Pedwa going forward. Martin would probably be sub for Cats, you'd think. I don't think I'd pay up for Lombard, and then the others are too much, I think. Yeah, I wouldn't want to pay any more than 150 for any of those guys, but weirdly enough, probably Tyler. I don't even know if that's how you say his name. It's definitely not Tyrell. Surely not Bo Allen. Yeah, there's not a lot of choices there. It's almost take your pick and just know that they're eventually going to get dropped. Kurt. The burritos. Oh, it's a swaddle. That's what he's wearing. I was saying he's a burrito at the moment, and he looks like a burrito. And Kurt was saying the burrito is called a swaddle, mate. I have a 4-month-old daughter, and he's got the little love heart there. So that's very cute. I forgot because you weren't here to tell me it's a swaddle, so I forgot what it was. I'm not. Anyway. Puffer, bro's buffered when I asked the question, so I won't let him go back. Could you answer this again? Sorry, locking in Marek, Lindsay, and Cleary for Bont, TDK, then Pedua, if not sub. Yes, I like that. If not sub, yes. Why do you remember this, Causa? Someone remembered I bought in this player named Ben Hobbs, and it was 380K when he did it. When I did it, it was bad. It wasn't a good shout. It was a very left field pick. Oh, there's always someone that remembers. I think he's a little bit injury prone. That's an understatement, actually. I also don't really want to pay 200K for a rookie. I know Steve from SDS is keen on him, if that helps, yeah. But I think people are saying too they just see more of as a flex position player, but people worried about Tom Stewart's body. I'd be more worried about Wyman. I know Stewart's 200K more expensive, but Kyle Oman 230K. He's a small forward as well. It's not like he's got to juicy role and he's getting, CBAs or anything. There's no DPP either. I mean, he probably won't be sub with the players that they brought in recently. There's nothing appealing about Lyman, in my opinion. A 70 and a 50 and all the rest have been trash. I wouldn't even look at last year's form. Like, this year's just been terrible. I know he's had a lot of injuries throughout these games and sort of niggles and hasn't made him score well, but no thanks, not for Lyman. I think there's too much risk for 230, in my opinion. Haven't decided my last couple of trades, but I think I went through with Roberts at the moment for Dale, and then I bought in at the moment Cripps and Clark for Trainer and Marek. But again, I don't confirm mine until the games are played. Like, I'm still looking at a few other players that haven't made sense if I want to do it or not, and I'll decide that at 7:00 in half an hour. Place the SC. I feel like I've seen a lot of Twitter posts from you. It might have been you, maybe not. Rank 2K, Mark. Roberts, a hold or trade. At 2K, I'd actually say a trade. And you could probably decide this week or next week anyway. It's just annoying that his money isn't 500k and you can make anything off it. Hawksy, you traded in Ben Keys. I'm still thinking about Ben Keys. Trust me, don't get me excited. Papa, asking for coffee is dangerous. I can sleep on coffee. Aiden, I hope that's how you say it. My first season doing this, so thoughts on the mid-season rookies and when they will play. I have as little idea as what you guys have. McCarthy's the only guy I know. I think, was it McMahon from Essendon was a forward to get named, and then he was on extended bench and didn't get through. So maybe just McCarthy from West Coast, which was the first pick of the mid-season draft, and then whoever I just mentioned, then the Essendon rookie that got named, and then all of a sudden didn't. What was his name? I'm pretty sure it was McMahon. Somebody confirm in the chat. I'm not really on top of the Essendon rookies. I don't know as much as the one below this Jonas comment being Cheese. He'd know your rookies for Essendon. Cheese, you need to jump onto an After Dark stream at some point as well, by the way, because you're probably blind at that point anyway, and sitting in a bathroom vomiting. But anyway, when you're sober one night on a Saturday night, you have to join After Dark with Rookie Coach and myself. Jonas, 99k West Coast rookie was Zach Johnson. Jeez. I actually don't know. I mean, at least you know McCarthy's probably going to play in the next week or two. Johnson's job security, no idea. I know he's a midfielder, but there's some questions I actually can't answer, and even if I did, I'd probably get those ones wrong. The rookies have been so trash. Essendon supporters, how do you guys rate Zach Johnson? You guys know way better than what I would for that one. Geez, I still haven't decided my trades yet. Yeah, same for my last couple. Was meant to get Bonds, but was down. This is my thing. You're downing beers. This is why I said about the After Dark segment. But yeah, I know what you like. Left and right last night. Standard from you, mate. I should probably buy you a Brefo thing when I get to catch up with you at some point. I've got one at my house, but I don't use it. Why your champ gets stuffed, mate. I'll get that in my champ. Shut up, Puff. Well, hey, why did you say that on the chat? More like a little dog. Wow. Get out of the chat. Stop reading the chats. Leave a like for this stream. There's 96 people in the house, by the way. 95 if you don't include yourself. Okay, and maybe it fluctuates. Well, sorry. Jonas, hey, Super Champ, you championed Shorty the other night. I did too. I accidentally left my bracelet at Shorty's house. Not even joking. I've got screenshots to prove this. The funny thing was, he knew it was mine, and he knew it wasn't any Tinder dates. So, anyway, shout out to. I don't know why I had one of my bracelets left it in his room. Maybe it was to go visit him again. It was what, handcuffs? Is it? Wow. Wow. That's wild. No, I definitely don't need Katie on the stream. Jonas, the game is at 1:20. I think Can you check what time the game's on? My phone's off. I can't be bothered opening a tab. I'm pretty sure it's 7:30 game tonight for those that don't know. Oh, right. Sorry, Jonas. It probably is. That is Joshua. Oh my gosh. 1:20 the game is tomorrow. Oh, he's talking about the Swans and Richmond game. Wait, don't give me I forgot about that. Yeah. If I get approval from you, I'll go to the game. In the chat, who is going to Sydney and Richmond, by the way? Funny thing is, I actually won't know who's who. I won't really know. You'd have to just come up to me randomly. I wouldn't know a face or name. Fine to bring in Sheldrick for some cash gen. Worst comes to worst, could be flex. Yeah, I actually don't mind that. If you think you'd be okay at flex, then I don't see why not. Move Roberts down to free up some cash. Yeah, I don't hate it. Double dummy. Weighing up, one of my trades have gone to Power. Oh, wow. Gone to Power and left 13K in the bank. Can go Pedwa. And 11K left down to 10 trades. I actually don't mind it. I think we talked about Power a couple of nights ago. If you're comfortable with keeping Power or at least using it as a stepping stone, then I don't see why not. And you leave yourself a lot of cash. Lockie, Hyper and Caldwell. Yeah, I know. This could be interesting. He could turn to absolute trash, but I'm willing to cop it. Dropped 2 really bad scores in Don's losses. Potentially M9 option, but would you rather Chera there instead? I actually would rather Chera there. I actually don't really love a flex ruck, but yeah, maybe because my bench is pretty dead, but yeah. Hawksy, I'm hoping for a utopian world where Erasmus hits 90s or tons and says F6. Yeah, that could happen. I'm in the doghouse, Cheese reckons. He's probably right. Rookie coach got to the footy and pack the shrimps. Wow. Go to the footy and pack the shrimps. Wow. Sorry, I read that like I forgot how to read it again, which I probably did actually. I've had a lack of sleep. Big dog in the doghouse. Yeah, potentially. Oh, my legs are sore. Hey, mate, hope you're well. Thank you. The thoughts on which ruck to bring this week? Flynn? Oh, sorry, for Flynn. Gorn? Yeah, I'd go Flynn and Gorn for sure. If you can afford to pay up. Yeah, very funny, Cody. Hilarious. You're right there. Jay, if Pedal isn't sub, is he sub? Can you look up now and find out if he's sub? You know how to do it. I've actually showed you now how to do this. They're probably going to tell me in the chat, but I'll probably scroll down and miss some comments. This is tonight's game, I'm pretty sure. 7:40. Oh, is it really? I'm so confused. Oh, this is why I stuff up my trades on a Friday and Thursday night. What does it say there? I can't be bothered opening up new tabs on my screen. Probably not worth using a third trade, in my opinion. Cheese, Smith pretty much certain to be sub. I reckon no way they play him. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I reckon Brody Smith's going to be sub as well, Cheese. Oh, that's a hard one. Maybe not. 7 primos in round 16 would probably cook you, so probably not. Jack, I'm looking in Marek. Locking in Marek, Robertson, Lindsay for Rosie, Dacos, and Clark. Yeah, I like it. I still haven't got Dacos. Corey, 2023, I think it was. I remember doing it for fantasy that year. It was better for fantasy. You guys have followed me for a while, actually, than Supercoach. Has anyone followed me since day one, like since the first year of doing it? Because that'd be interesting. Roberts to Cardwell. Really? Puff. All right, champ. I'm going for a feed and a shower. Have a good weekend. You too, champ. TK, hey, Brad. Hope you're good. I am worth doing Simpson for Pedro. You're paying up there. You're paying $7,000. Whatever it is. I don't think I would do that. For my last boost, no, I actually wouldn't do that. I'm leaving 10 trades and 3 upgrades. I definitely don't think a rookie for a rookie that you've actually got to pay up for. It makes much sense to your team specifically there, mate. I wouldn't go early on Johnson. Well, there we go. He's the Essendon man I was talking about. So there you go. Cheese, when the boys ask for a night on the beers, I can't say no. I know. Double dummy handcuffs a while. Yeah, I know. I'm getting stitched up here by the miss. Not the first time she stitched me up on the stream. Boy part O'Dale versus... on Dale versus Rosie. If I don't get Rosie, I'll have 14 primos and 4 rooks this week, but I'll get Dale next week, who will average more than Rosie. I'd probably just grab Rosie then. The DPP could be handy late in the piece. I don't really know what the difference is going to be between Rosie and Dale at the end of the year. I think they average pretty much the same. 740 is tonight's game. Oh my gosh. This is why my trades have stuffed up before. Like I've always got the 7:30 and the 7:40 games on the Thursday and Friday night swapped around in my brain. Yeah, it's actually thanks to the advertisements. They actually fund these things. So every time you actually leave these adverts up, it actually helps me actually pay for new technology to actually make a stream better for once. So I'm not saying you have to watch 3-minute ads for me to upgrade my system, but at least I can get better stuff for reinvesting into this channel, which I haven't been able to do since until now. Yazza, what's going on, Yazza? How are you? I saw this guy who looked all like Shorty walking to the cash converters with a bracelet in his hand. Probably someone else, and purely coincidence. Well, it probably was Shorty. Probably was. I can see your comment in there too, smart ass. Cheese, has Katie got you more gel? Yeah, that was some wild voice noting. She was in that voice note, and all of a sudden it's decides to be a savage. And you thought she was about to roast you. In that roast, you saw that. He thought you meant... Anyway, whatever. Yeah, very, very funny. That was how many subs not named. Yeah, my bad. It'll be named in a minute or 5. What you got? Sorry, mate. Need a new ruck with 536 budget. What are your thoughts? Okay, I'm gonna have to have a look. 536 budget for a ruck. Roy's. I have to clear my filter. Any minute now. Maybe I need to pay for a new internet thing because I don't know if it's a Friday night where everyone's just clicking all the Supercoach buttons and whatnot, but it is literally taking that long. And are you using the Wi-Fi at the moment as well? Stitching me up here. What's for dinner? I'm ordering. I cannot be ordering Uber Eats. I'm sitting way too heavy for Uber Eats. Oh gosh. What have I done for the filters here? Oh, okay. That's what it was. 536K. Oh, TDK. TDK and then Daylight. It would honestly TDK and then. Well, who do I like next? Probably Nankervis over Wits. Meek, if you could wait a week. I still like Meek. I talked about Meek a couple of days ago on a stream. I just think Meek at his price could at least make 100K. I don't know what his price will be next week with that 134 now, but if anyone knew what Meek's projections are and what he's going to be worth next week, that's a huge look at. I actually don't mind it at all. Current trades to Carol Flynn for TDK and Pedler. Yep, don't mind it at all. It's going to be for his birthday present. Wow, okay. Well, my birthday's in a month, so June 28th. You better buy me like a Ferrari or I don't even know. Anyway, hopefully my dishwasher buys me something. Jeez, no wonder I can never find any of you guys Be cleaning those aisles out. Wow. Oh, not here we go. No, I never used it. Apparently he can't take it like a... Wow, as if I'd use it for me. You've got this wrong idea. My guess is the roommate. You guys are wild in the chat. You guys too much. Daniel's pigeons. That's one for you. First question: do you actually have pigeons? Second question: where do you fly them? Because my old man, I probably need him to use that for letters and sending letters. He's that age. He's not actually that old. Darcy is the one I want in flex. His run is bonkers. But only able to 4 Mills. Yeah, that's fair. I think they're both good shouts as long as Mills doesn't get injured. Pedler is playing. Do you want to have a look at the subs for me? I'm sure someone in the chat will tell me who the subs are anyway. Smith and Roberts. Who was what? What the hell is that? Robertson sub. Oh, Dev. Right. Devi is sub. Gotcha. Yes, they already put it on there. Yeah, that's right. Yep. And so is Smith, which I called that as well. Hellfire Gel. Yes, that's the one, Yaz. That is it. 100%. Jack, any VC options you think are worth it? I think it's obvious VC for Cherry. Who are you looking at in your side, though? Because I don't want to name 10 and then all of a sudden you don't have any of those 10. I think, I know it sounds silly, but even from here, like, pretty much in your own side, you've got like 6 good players, any given week. You can chuck the VC and see on that now that most teams are almost upgraded. So when my team decides to load in 2027, we're out of here at 7 o'clock, by the way, chat. I want to get out. What do we got? I think Smith is a shout against Gold Coast. I think any of the any of the North boys, I'm not saying Daniel, but maybe Sheasel. I know he's playing half forward against West Coast, but still could be a sneaky option. I don't think most people would go there, though. Zorko tonight, I wonder if Zorko would be a shout. Rosie, I don't mind at all, but the one from my side specifically, it's just got to be VC Sherry. The others sort of look like, yeah, take a punt on form, but not really sure. So it's just always the ruckman, isn't it? At this point, we're just going Sherry into Gone. I don't think there's any other way I'd do it. Obviously, we've got Cripps sitting there as C, but yeah, that can change. Is that? Yeah, right. Well, he would be up against Darcy Cameron anyway, or I can go Cripper against Essendon. I feel like most people would have better options than myself this week anyway, because the Carlton and Essendon game, I don't mind chucking the C on any of those blokes, but just not sure which one would actually go nuts. I think Cherry will just save my week anyway. But yeah, I don't know. It would have been nice to have Clark playing, and Brayshaw and Sinclair and all those guys, but they're on the bye this week, so it limits my options. So the only one I'm really confident with the ruckman is and Baz. Probably when Bolt is out. For those who grab Gray, that's stiff because it looks like it's just a like-for-like replacement. Jason, I have VC Cherry to Gorn. Yeah, I think most people will as well. Ralphie's got the sub update. He's written the same. Kepsi Max, that's confusing. I'm already dyslexic as it is. Roberts Max wins through Bont, Clark, and anyone at 570k. I was going to go Caldwell, turn down 128. I actually don't mind that. You save money for next week. Next week, Daniel, Lash, Lindsay, Tanas, Butters, and Rook. I actually like that. Thoughts on last in this week? I don't know what that means, but your whole game plan anyway, I think you're talking about. I think I like both of those plans, week 1 and week 2. Double dummy, make it 447k. Yeah, nice. But he has the round 15 bye. That's the issue, isn't it? I still don't mind that in flex. I wouldn't mind doing that down to Marshall. But yeah, 447k, break even for 38, but that's around 15 buy. I think he's got the hardest ruck draw, doesn't he? If you have a look at the ruck draw, I'm pretty sure he's got the hardest one going forward. Can you not sneeze? You're gonna wake up, Bubs. I'm going in 13 minutes anyway. Kepsy, only one upgrade left will be Horn Francis whenever the cash comes from. Yep, fair. That's a good position to be in. I like it. I'd probably do it. Don't use pigeons, no pigeons, mate. Couldn't handle the carrying letters for me in this day and age. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Well, I'm pretty sure I see a lot of pigeons at the MCG, and one of them's Kelly Underwood. So, anyway, double dummy, Meek versus Adelaide. If he gets 100, he'd go 473 post ball. He'd get to 473. See, now I'd rather pick him at 4, whatever you wrote before that, than I don't want to pay 473 for him. I'd rather pay 447 and that's it, especially if he's tough draw. Josh, g'day, mate. There is no way I'll be able to get 22 primos or to own 23. Now, I'm laughing because I'm seeing a lot of this, hence why the Bont thing, and I'm not laughing specifically at the team, but it just feels like we've gone too much sideways this year, and that's why a lot of people will struggle. So I think a lot of people, Josh, are going to have to grab a Mills and grab those players and just hope they sort of average 90. There'll be guys that get to 450k anyway. Like Darcy should drop there. Horn Francis should drop there. Hopefully you've got enough cash, Jen, this week to get, I don't know, some of those wheels moving. I'm sure something will come up. And worst case, we might even have a mid-season rookie like McCarthy that in some realm averages 85 and you're laughing at flex. All in all, I think if your team's pretty solid and you've got one or two bad sort of semi-picks, you should be okay. Like a lot of those big scores from those big players should outweigh the little 80s, 70s that you get here and there anyway. So don't worry about it too much. Yeah, I traded Power Pepper early as well. Hopefully get these questions before 7. Josh, bring in Pedal. I need cash and have VC Zorko. I don't mind it. For Zorks, I'm tempted with Neil tonight. Big game, I think he means. Yeah, anti-potting Neil has been interesting. Hawksy, well now the Pedal is not sub. I actually don't know now. If you want to save the cash, I'd probably go Clark. If you don't need the cash, and then Pedler, I don't actually know who's probably Clark because he's cheaper, and you want to use that 33k elsewhere, I guess. Yeah, same. Nick, again probably Clark for this one if you haven't bought him in early. Dacos is a good shout against Melbourne anyway, as a C. Jack. Josh, thoughts on Darcy Cameron after his bye? Again, touched on this one. I think it's a good one. McCarthy is the West Coast rookie, that mid-season rookie is 99k as defender mid. So that's the guy I'm talking about, sorry. What do we got here? Who'd you trade? Pedro or Aiden Johnson? Oh, gosh. The Sard DPP might really help your side, so I don't know if I'd be keen on that. Aiden Johnson gets suspended all the time, so if you're really desperate, Aiden Johnson. But again, I probably wouldn't be going rookie to rookie unless I was making money at least. Josh, still don't know if I should trade Roberts or Flynn this week. If I trade Flynn, he'll lose money. Then probably Flynn in this scenario. Josh, I'm actually looking forward to watching Friday Night Footy. Next week and flip him to Clark. Yeah, Clark would be fine. TDK or Cardwell. He's probably TDK because he's already had his bye. Xavier, thoughts on Roberts, Cleary to Clark and Dale? I like this. Holding bias till bye week. He's got a really high break even, so yeah, that would be. He'll lose a bit of cash this week. I don't know if I'd actually hold bias. I might also go Howard to Pedal if, but not sure. Yeah, no, fair enough. I don't think the trade's worth that at all, in my opinion, anyway. But yeah, I don't get everything right, as I said. So Scott says, "Hey, Brad, loving your content this year, bro. Great stuff. If you could have the time and look at my team, Guns N' Roses to top 380, and push from 150. Thanks, regards." Send me that on Twitter, Supercoach Pro 91, because I'm about to get out of here in 8 minutes or so. And then just write how much cash in the bank you have, and what trades you're actually looking at. Because if I write it, like what trades I'm thinking of, it could be something you're not even loving at all. So give me a rough idea what you're looking at. And because you've got to 380 and I'm sitting 79, if your trade plans are pretty decent, I'm pretty sure I'll just confirm them with you. There's nothing I probably wouldn't find that you haven't already found at this point of the season with that rank. To be honest, I think you're flying at that rank. If this, give me your trade plans and I'll just say yeah or nah. But that's an unreal rank at the moment. Should probably be picking your brain along with Paris here, which Paris I believe is 69th. Ding ding ding. Says, hey Brad, hope you go well this week, brother. Good luck. You too, mate. You too. He's 10 places in front of me, so yeah, it could be interesting. He's the best number in ranking. If you don't finish first, this is where you want to finish, where he is at the moment, if you know what I mean. Kepsy Max, we're bringing in Pedler as well for some cash. I think it is because like my bench could do with a Pedler, but again, I don't know. I haven't really mucked around with it, hence why I've got to go in 7 minutes to actually decide what I'm doing. If you need the warm bodies on the field, then yeah, and you need cash gen to finish off your side, then you would be grabbing these guys. But I wouldn't be trading dead rookies just for the sake of it if you're a good enough cash gen. Also, remember these cash generation players won't make enough cash until like round, 17, 18, depending. I don't know, depending what they get throughout the next fortnight before their buys. I'm in Adelaide and it's pissing down right now. Okay, interesting. Yeah, right. I want to move to Adelaide. Dennis Pigeon, in all seriousness, good to see your channel taking off this year. Thank you, and I enjoy engaging with your tweets as well. Thank you. Sometimes I don't recognise people's tweet names compared to their YouTube, whatever you call it, handle. So yeah, hence why I don't know who to follow back. If I haven't followed you back either, people in the chat, it's because I don't know who's who half the time. Jason, I'm going to cook some dinner. Have a good weekend, big dog. You too, Jace. Enjoy. I might even jump on a stream tonight to see how you guys went with your trades and stuff after the game, potentially. See, I got stared at maybe for a quick hour or something. See how we are. See if I've changed enough nappies because that's what we're going off, aren't we? Scott, yeah, done, mate. Appreciate it. No worries at all. 6 more minutes on me out of you. I'm starving. Kepsy, thanks for the help. You love the work. I still need to make some merchandise on the shrimp stuff, by the way. For those who didn't catch the shrimp reference, go watch Shorty's channel, Shorty Supercoach. We did a podcast Tuesday, week and a half ago. So, yeah, jumped on his channel. Didn't get through many questions, but it was just a bit of a laugh. Hawksy, unless a rookie like Johnson absolutely tears it up next week, then I don't think I'm looking at a trade next week. Yeah, fair. I don't blame you. Yeah, give us a like before we leave the chat in the next 5 minutes because I'd appreciate your support. It does help with everything like these upgrades that you're seeing throughout the season. Paris, I did train it to Clark, Lashcroft to Bonds, Cleary to Pedler. Pedler was risky and Bont was underwhelming. Yeah, you got to risk it though, and at least now you got Bont, so you don't have to worry about stressing about bringing him in now, man. So fair. Xavier, thoughts on Clay Hall to Pedler? Yeah, this is an interesting situation. Hall does look like he's a dead pick, but all it takes is one injury and he's playing again. So if you need the warm bodies over the field, then yeah, you send it. You need cash, you don't get it. So I don't hate it. I just think that sometimes it's so team dependent with these things. Double dummy, Scott, tell me you were trading Marek and Roberts for Clark and someone good. We've got about a few more comments. We're almost out. Play CSC. Thoughts on Roberts to Rosie, Johnson to Pedler, and Cleary to Clark? Yes, I'd do that. Oh, should I take out Sunsil? I assume he's not playing if you're saying that, obviously. I don't know. I just think it's waste sometimes. If you've got like 3 upgrades to go and you've got 10 trades, you really want to be using one of your trades for a rookie to a rookie. Unless you need the cash in, I don't see the point. Especially if you've got 18 green dots. So, thoughts on Kyle Oman? Touched on this a little bit ago, maybe an hour ago now. I'm not a fan if you look at his scoring. There will be some that do it. Yeah, I know Steve's doing it. So, I certainly won't be deaf riding the pick when he does it. But I don't want to also say told you so when he comes off injured in the first 10 minutes of the game. I don't know. I don't see a world where he gets to 380, 400K or something and you're going, wow, I miss that guy. Because you're already paying 200K. So you're assuming he's going to make another 150K. I'd rather just pay for a basement price rookie than try to risk it at 200K. I'd rather pedal. Hugh, hey man, top 900. Wow, got legit all the big guns. Wow, full primo 22. Going to struggle with cash gen, so we'll probably have a shit flex. Only 6 trades when I get butters next week. Very well. Now you're flying if that's the scenario you're in. So well done to you. Most of the people in the chat are having a really good back half of the year now. I know we're in the back half, but the back half of the first half? That doesn't even make sense. Shut up, Brad. Anyway, because I see some of these teams I'm getting sent anyway, and I'm like, how are you 30, 40K? Your team looks better than mine on paper. So it's amazing what a good start to a team will do throughout Supercoach because it is hard to play catch up. I'm so confused about that last comment that just came through. Is Long a hold or a trade? I'd probably hold him until his break-even's too high. Maverick. I'm struggling to split LDU, Kylewell. What's your opinions? Not sure Kylewell's. Oh, that's such a harder one. Probably LDU then if you're thinking that, because he's already had his buy, Mav. No, I don't like that pick. Double dummy. Out Marek, Carol Roberts in Caldwell. Bonds was meant to be Cripps and Clark. Fair. Wizard King. Teef. Yeah, fair. Teef Whiting. Oh, geez. I hope my mic hasn't been at my teeth the whole time. That's concerning for me. I'll read this last comment from Hawksy and then I'm out of here. I've got 40 minutes to decide my last couple of things. Obviously, I've got Cripps you can see in here, Clark in here, but I haven't confirmed. So give us a like before we finish. We'll jump on maybe tonight if I'm not in the doghouse for maybe half an hour after the game. Rookies coming in, they all have buys. Yeah, no, they definitely do, but people need cash gen, so you just hope they stick. Anyway, give us a like for a Friday night sneaky stream. Doing this with Bubs and finally I got to do a Friday night stream and I'll be able to jump on after the game for a short period of time. So you'll see the notification bell if you're already subbed to the channel. If you're not, well then do so. So again, give us a sneaky like for the end of the stream. Catch you on the next later on after the game. We'll talk more Supercoach if you haven't finished your trades. Cheers.